Memphis is shopping John Morant. Yeah, no kidding. They should have shopped him 2 years ago and got rid of him. The problem is, where does he go? Like, what team is going to sit there and deal with a dude who, A, has not been healthy or reliable both on the court or off the court? Like, who's trading for John Morant here, Coach?
The Early Line. Only on SportsGrid.
Awesome offensively, and in reality, they weren't awesome offensively. In the first half, they just had the Kwan Lacey broken play. I hate to say this because I do not want to take away credit from everybody who went on the run that they went on. But I think it's fair, maybe you won't, to wonder if that result is different if Lane Kiffin sticks around and everybody else with this Ole Miss.
Game time decisions. Only on SportsGrid.
Buy or sell. Tua has made his last start for the Dolphins. Feels like Sam went easy on this one.
If I could be that crazy guy, was it Jim Cramer? Buy. Yeah, there's no way he's playing for the Dolphins again. After he said that statement, there was no way in hell anyway. But once again, new coach, new GM. I don't know how they're going to do the cap hit. It's massive.
Fantasy Sports Today. Only on SportsGrid.
I'll tell you what, guys. The insider scam is like the best insider scam in the business of, like, in the history of television. They don't know anything until their phone gets the text message in which the deal is done, right? We saw this with Quinn Hughes. We were told, he wants to play with his brothers. Now they're saying that he wanted to be traded to Detroit. In other words, just say you don't know.
In-game live, only on SportsGrid.
And welcome in. It is in-game live game day on a terrific Tuesday evening. Scott Wetzel and Gabriel Morency for the next 2 glorious hours, right up until 10 p.m. Eastern time, watching, analyzing, betting the world of sports. Yes, a lot to get to tonight. Baseball's the Hall of Bland. College football, we have lawsuits, players-only meetings in New York with the Knicks. Can Miami make it a perfect 20? Forget about a perfect 10. And can LeBron bring back Father Time? We will see. A little test tonight from LeBron. Hunch play. We'll get to it all. First up, game time. What's betting you off tonight, Gabe?
A lot of stuff going on. Obviously, the fallout in Buffalo continues as McDermott is out. I think it's going to be Brian Dable who ends up getting the job when it's all said and done. And I'm not really a massive fan of that, for the record. He's plus 200. But I think the moral of the story is never put faith in a team from Buffalo, as we're finding out right now with the Buffalo Bulls. All right? So the Buffalo Bulls, the misery just sort of continues. All right? There's dark times in Buffalo right now, and the Buffalo Sabres are actually the best team in the city. But with all kidding aside, in a year of upsets and Cinderellas and Indiana's turnaround, how about this Miami, Ohio basketball team on the verge of going 20-0? And for the record, if you're thinking, all right, you know what, maybe I want to put a little bit on these guys to win the championship. You don't have to put a lot of money down to win a lot of money back. I'll tell you what, $10 on Miami, Ohio to win the championship pays back $15,000. All right? Oof. Let's add 100 to this, 0 to this. All right? So this is $100. I've spent $100 on much stupider things, trust me. $100, Miami, Ohio, returns $150,000. Hey, wow. You really want to go for a shot here? I figured out, Scott, it's like $660 pays $1 million. Want to be a millionaire. Hey. $660 on Miami, Ohio. You know what? A MAC football team would have no hope in hell. I'm not saying Miami, Ohio are going to win the championship, but, hey, they play good basketball in the MAC. They're a real basketball team, and it's a pretty wild story you got going on because a lot of people will dismiss it because it's not Michigan or it's not an SEC team. Whatever, dude. It ain't easy to go 20-0 in any conference.
Tell Tell you what, we have Florida Gulf Coast get to the Final Four. We've had Loyola of Chicago get to the Final Four within the last, 10 years or so. We've seen some of these teams, some of these goofy off-the-radar teams actually have success. And they may not win it all, but get them into the Final Four, you can start hedging a little bit. That's for sure. So FanDuel's got them at 500 to 1. How great a story would that be, right?
Didn't Fairleigh Dickinson win some games in the tournament? Exactly.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
and you
or
get
St.
the juices
Peter's, whoever
flowing
it
if you
was,
get
so
'em.
one of those Jersey schools. Maybe it was the St. Peter's. Somebody won a bunch of games. Like you said, it's the NCAA tournament. There's always going to be like an upstart team, but these guys are the real deal because they've actually had pressure on them now, and they're still smoking teams, which is pretty impressive.
Yeah. All right, opening pickoff time. We can recap what we did last night. Still counting my money. Cha-ching, cha-ching. Giving a nice little 4-0 last night. I got 3 opening pickoffs. I got a bunch for later on. I'll start in hockey tonight. Let me grab Nashville minus 132 or so at home against Buffalo. Sabres might just be falling back into being the Buffalo Sabres again. They had that great run, 14-2, 15-2, whatever it was. They've lost 2 in a row, 3 of their last 5. And like I said, you're getting a decent price with a red-hot Nashville Preds team at home. Give me the Preds minus the 132 against Buffalo.
I'm going to start off with Rutgers. And I tell you what, I'm not really a massive fan of getting in front of a team that is 13-5 against the spread this year, like the Iowa Hawkeyes are. They're 13-5 straight up, and they're 13-5 ATS. But I'm trying to find when the last time Iowa beat Rutgers by this many points. I can't find it. Like, I don't think they ever have. And if you look at Rutgers, actually, they're 9-9 straight up. But the fact of the matter is, if you look over the last couple of weeks, they've actually played pretty competitive basketball. They've been blown out once. All right, they got lit up by Illinois at Illinois. All right, so what? They lost by 9 at Wisconsin. A good Wisconsin team to beat Michigan. They beat Northwestern. They beat the Oregon Ducks by 3. They lost against Ohio State by 7. You get a pattern here, right, with Rutgers. They're not getting smoked. I'm going to roll the dice that they stay within 18 points. I'm getting 17.5 tonight. Give me RU.
All right, I'll get to that game in a second. My second pick will be Winnipeg, minus 144 against St. Louis. Kind of a double-edged sword. You know, the Jets have kind of turned things around after that 11-game losing streak. They've won a few games now, and maybe, just maybe, they're coming back to the pack here and getting themselves back into a playoff picture. St. Louis, meanwhile, stinks. They lost 6 straight road games. They're 2-4 their last 6. And again, I'm getting the home team that's playing a little bit better hockey. Not quite pick-em odds, but minus 140, 145 or so. That's not a bad little price. Give me the Jets over the awful Blues.
You know, I almost think the Jets are making a mistake by winning as many games as they are because they're actually pretty good. I think they'd be smarter to just have sort of one of these just be terrible for 1 year and just sort of rack up some draft picks and sort of shake things up a little bit. But nevertheless, it is what it is. They are winning games. All right, Rutgers, Iowa. Let's go over the number in this game. One thing about Iowa, they do score, and Rutgers have been scoring and can't really stop anybody. We just went over these scores with Rutgers. 96-87 against Wisconsin. They gave up 81 to Illinois. 77-75. They got to 152 against Northwestern. Oregon, 88-85. You're getting the pattern here once again. And we talked about Iowa. Iowa can score. They're 11-7 as far as totals are concerned to the over so far this year. This is a manageable number, in my opinion, and it's come down as well. So let's go over the number with Rutgers and Iowa.
All right. I'm joining you on that one. I like that as well. Over 139.5 or so, depending on where you do your shopping. I think you could cover this 2 ways. I think you cover it if Iowa ends up being a blowout, so they'll put 90 on the board and the game will go over the 139, or even if Rutgers is competitive. As you mentioned earlier, they could score a little bit. You know, they tend to play a little bit closer to the vest at the rack defensively, but on the road, 139.5 points, for a college basketball game really isn't that bad. It really, it's 72-70, 75-70, something like that, 75-68. I like the over there as well. Over 139.5, I got it at this afternoon, Rutgers and Iowa.
All right, so my play here is you always know it's probably a DGen pick when people would wonder who it is. UTM.
Tennessee Martin, maybe?
Yeah, it's University of Tennessee Martin. Yeah,
Okay.
so it's UTM versus SEMO, Southeast Missouri State.
Yep.
So, yeah, you know what, though? This is one of these, like, I don't know if I'm walking into a trap here, but we're getting points with the better basketball team, a lot better basketball team. We have a 15-4 team that's good on the road. They're 5-3 on the road. Oh yeah, they're 8-2 head to head. Like they beat them all the time, and the game is basically a toss-up. It's not like we're walking into some hostile home territory. Southeast Missouri State are only 5-4 on their home court, and I'm getting 2.5 points with Tennessee Martin. Give me Tennessee Martin plus the 2.5 points in this game.
All right. I am done. Do you have a fourth one, or was that that was it?
Yeah, I actually, and this is the real Deidre. Listen, we're gonna go under the number. We're gonna go under the number here. Tennessee Martin guys, 12-4 to the under on the season.
Nice.
They're the better team. They're gonna dictate the tempo of this game. And you look at like they're very systematic. These guys have won 6 in a row. 69-55, 65-59, 73-56. 76-68, one of their higher scoring games, 65-61, 67-60. These guys routinely play in the 120s, right? And they normally beat you by like 10, 12 points in the 120s. This was 142.5. It looks like the market, the sharps, because, Paulie Public ain't betting this game. So it looks like some smarter people have agreed with my under bet, and it's come down a little bit. But I like the under of this game along with Tennessee Martin.
We got some stuff, some really good late games starting at 9 o'clock college basketball-wise. Good hunch play on LeBron James later on tonight. We'll get to it all in-game live game day on the grid.
The immediate word on the street in Philadelphia and outside is that the best guy for the job would be Brian Dable. It's like all you have to do is spend an hour of your life with me and Tyrone every day, and you're going to learn so much and be prepared for future conversations. Because I told you this back in November.
The Craig Carden Show. Only on SportsGrid.
Team USA really undersold this. The superstars really weren't going, but the rest of the world, Latin America, they really geared up. The Team USA actually put their best foot forward, almost like you're having like the dream team of the United States players here going to be out on the baseball diamond. Great pitching, great superstars around. So Clayton Kersaw's like, you know what? You got a spot for me where you can throw me 70 innings in this tournament because I'm not going to be playing baseball the rest of the year, and I'm just going to go away and relax and be happy.
The Early Line, only on SportsGrid.
The outline for Koepka are fantastic. I think it's perfect. It is punitive, but it's fair. You've got to levy some sort of fine, so to speak, for defecting, and I think they've done a wonderful job of being equitable and punishing him a bit at the same time. I think Brooks ultimately wants to be playing with the best.
Newswire, only on SportsGrid.
Class is in session. Today, let's talk about the teaser. A teaser is a multi-leg bet where you shift the point spread in your favor. You get better numbers, but every selection has to win. It doesn't matter what you bet if you don't have the insights. Tune into SportsGrid and get ahead of the class.
All right, opening pickoff is in the bag. For me, it's Nashville on the ice at home against Buffalo. I got Winnipeg against the St. Louis Blues. And then we're going to go over 139.5 Rutgers and Iowa. I got 3 plays. I got a bunch more for late night. Gabe, recap your opening pickoff plays.
Rutgers plus the 17.5. Rutgers, Iowa over the 139.5. Tennessee Martin plus 2.5. And Tennessee Martin and Southeast Missouri State under 142.5. And you guys want a trend. an unbelievable trend, although it's losing right now. You know, the Minnesota Wild have beaten the Montreal Canadiens in 18 of the last 19 times that they played. 18-1. 18-1. And the Montreal Canadiens are leading right now 2-1 in the National Hockey League. The Lightning are smoking hot. They're up right now. So, yeah, we got a full slate of NHL hockey going on. But I played a bunch of early college basketball tonight. I haven't jumped in on the NHL ice this evening. There were so many college basketball games, and I got in. I like the early slate even before this 8 o'clock slate that is coming up here, the 8:30 slate, etc., with the big, the Miami-Ohio game, although I don't know why I decided to get in front of a team that is 19-0 tonight. I did bet the over as well in this game. And, in fact, we should note, Kent State have gone on a little bit of a run right now. Yeah, you know what? They've cut it to 7, although Miami just scored right now. But I bet the over of this game as well, 167. It's 172.5 right now. It's a track meet. I think in-game it's probably going to get there, guys. It was 48-34 at the half. So they got to 82 points at the half, and it's a pretty quick start here. And, in fact, they've scored 19 points in 3.5 minutes to start the second half. So it's a track. It just went up to 176.5.
Wow. Point spread's down to 4.5. You know, they were overnight line. They were a 1.5 point favorite. And then I saw it switch, and then it went to Pick'em. And then I saw Kent State even at some sites being favored by 1.5. So, but I think that's better is just kind of saying, all right, Miami's going to lose somewhere along the line.
Yeah.
And Kent State's a pretty good team, 14-4. So that this might be one of those spots.
Remember, I called it with Vanderbilt last week. Remember when I said, look, Michigan lost, Iowa State lost? I said Vanderbilt's next. Vanderbilt, you're next. And, hell, Vanderbilt lost 2 in a row. They lost again.
Yes.
So they lost again. They're playing, actually, tonight, so we can get into that. They're playing tonight. So, yeah, you're right.
Arizona, Nebraska, that's it. And Miami, those are the 3 remaining undefeated teams, believe it or not.
Nebraska, we talked about Miami, Ohio. Yeah, so Nebraska are like the Indiana of football.
Yeah, they really are.
Like Nebraska got a better record than Michigan does, or Michigan State does. Like, it's bizarre. It's
world. Like, when's the last time Nebraska really went to the NCAA tournament? I know they have, but not like, not like this.
They've never been good in my lifetime. Like you said, I don't know. I don't remember them in the tournament. Like I said, I'm not going to say they never have, but well, when's the last time Nebraska was in the NCAA tournament?
Yeah, let me Google that.
Like, name a year. I don't know.
I would say
I can't recall.
2001 or 2, about 20 years ago, 25 years ago. I think they got in there, I think.
My guess, I would say 80s, like 90s.
I don't think it was that far back.
They have gotten better over the last couple of years at home. Like, that was the sort of thing. It's like, they don't totally suck at home, right? But they're not, like, actually good. Nebraska basketball, NCAA tournament appearances.
2023-24? Nah.
Did they?
Did they make it a couple of years ago? According to AI, but AI is always wrong. I Googled something AI, and they had Buffalo beating Dallas.
It's got to be the NIT.
Oh, maybe that's the women, too.
No. Okay, here it is. NCAA tournament appearances. 86, 91, 92, 93, 94, 98, 2014, and 2024.
Yeah, okay. I'm trying to remember that team.
2024.
A couple times.
I don't remember. Did it lose the first game or something like that? Like,
it must have. I don't remember them getting like to Sweet 16 or anything. We'd remember that. I would probably remember.
Like, have they ever had a good player? Like, you know what I mean? Like, name a Nebraska player.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just saying, guys, like, and we knew they made a tournament. Like, I thought, in the late 90s or whatever. Like, they're generic, whatever. They've made it a few times. But Stu Lance, Laker color guy. He played in 1965. Tyrone Lue played for Nebraska. These are the retired numbers. Tyrone Lue, Stu Lance, Dave Hoppin, and Eric Piakowski, who I remember Eric Piakowski. They were pretty good. So I remember him in the tournament. That's kind of what I would have said, like 1990 to 1994. So here it is, NCAA tournament. Yeah. And in fact, oh, wow, Sky. They've lost. This is why it was very, very memorable, forgettable. They've lost every time in the first game.
They've never won a first-round game?
They've never won. 2024, they lost to A&M. 98, 93, 98, 83. 2014, they lost to Baylor. 1998, they lost to Arkansas. 1994, they lost to Penn. They lost to New Mexico State, UConn, Xavier, and what? Yeah, they've never won an NCAA tournament game. Wow. And in fact, I see here, they're all Nebraska is the only. How about this, Scott? This is it's funny. We were talking about this. Nebraska, I see now, is the only power conference school that has never won an NCAA game before.
I was going to say, I think the Northwestern has a goofy record like that as well. But they're the only.
Yeah, Northwestern's won, though, in like the 50s or something, bro. They've won games in the tournament.
Something.
You know what I mean? Like, yeah. Like, they're not completely inept.
But, wow.
Yeah, that's pretty wild, huh?
To never win, right?
We're talking about, like, so they really are Indiana. Like, all kidding aside.
Yeah.
Where, like, it would be laughable. Like, no, Indiana. It's like, think about it even, guys. You said this even like a month ago. Well, I don't really believe in them because of the jersey that they're wearing.
Yeah.
Look, they only lost, 2 games last year. Nobody believed in them this year.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like Nebraska, they are whatever, 19-0, 18-0, whatever the hell they are. Like, nobody believes in them. They are a Big Ten team, like, and they are undefeated.
Yeah.
Right? Like, it's, we check out what their number is.
I was going to say, by comparison sake, Miami is 500 to 1. Nebraska is, where are you on FanDuel? Nebraska.
They got 500. It's 150. I got that.
40 to 1.
The one I was talking about to get to $1 billion.
Yeah, 150. Yeah, these guys are 540 to 1. Nebraska is. Now,
the immediate word on the street in Philadelphia and outside is that the best guy for the job would be Brian Dable. It's like all you have to do is spend an hour of your life with me and Tyrone every day, and you're going to learn so much and be prepared for future conversations. Because I told you this back in November.
The Craig Carton Show. Only on SportsGrid.
Team USA really undersold this. The superstars really weren't going, but the rest of the world, Latin America, they really geared up. The Team USA actually put their best foot forward, almost like you're having like the dream team of the United States players here going to be out on the baseball diamond. Great pitching, great superstars around. So Clayton Carson's like, you know what? You got a spot for me where you can throw me 70 innings in this tournament because I'm not going to be playing baseball the rest of the year, and I'm just going to go away and relax and be happy.
The Early Line, only on SportsGrid.
The outlines for Koepka are fantastic. I think it's perfect. It is punitive, but it's fair. You've got to levy some sort of fine, so to speak, for defecting, and I think they've done a wonderful job of being equitable and punishing him a bit at the same time. I think Brooks ultimately wants to be playing with the best.
Newswire, only on SportsGrid.
Class is in session. Today, let's talk about the teaser. A teaser is a multi-leg bet where you shift the point spread in your favor. You get better numbers, but every selection has to win. It doesn't matter what you bet if you don't have the insights. Tune into SportsGrid and get ahead of the class.
All right, welcome back in Game Live. Game Day here on the grid. Scott and Gabe, hour number 1. So we got a couple things. Minnesota, by the way, tied up Montreal in hockey 2-2. So if you wanted to put a couple shekels on Minnesota with that great 18-1. I had them down as 9-0, but 18-1 their last 19 meetings. Wow. I mean, you talk about
18-1 all time.
Hammer.
All time since they became the Wild.
Well, right, yeah. So that's kind of crazy.
It used to be the North Stars, right?
It's not like Minnesota's been, Minnesota North Stars, it's not like they were that good, right? Minnesota versus Montreal, pretty even over the years.
Just one of those bizarro world matchup type of deals, which there are quite a few of actually in the National Hockey League. There's a few bizarre ones like that where you look, it's like, wow, this team always loses to this other team. And sometimes it actually keeps them out of the playoffs when it's all said and done. You'll look back, it's like, you know what, you would have made the playoffs if you didn't go 0 for 4 against this one team. It's one of those type of deals that happens often, but things are getting interesting in the NHL, as you see, right? Teams are starting to trade people. We've had coaches fired. The NHL it's probably the most intense sport from the sense of every game matters. Like the NBA, guys, we see teams mail it in all the time, like every night, like second night, dude. We played last night, so we're not trying. Like it's constant. I'm a Raptor fan. Like they didn't even care the other night against the Lakers. Like tonight they'll care. Like it's one of those, they lost or whatever, and now they'll show up. Like, and it's not like the coaches on the hot. Like NHL general managers, like they get mad. It's not just the fans. You and I talk about it, Scott. There's no room for error in the NHL. There's no room for error. Like, you dig yourself a hole now, you're done. It's not like other sports. It's not like the LA Clippers. Oh, it's the NBA, don't worry. We can go 12. Like, look at Buffalo.
We saw it with Buffalo.
They went 14-2. They got back they got into a playoff spot by 1 point, and now they're out again. And they're not going 14-2 again. Right? You dig yourself a hole. So you see teams panic early in the NHL. Like, they start taking it seriously. I saw the Winnipeg Jets. Speaking of the Jets, you were talking about them. The Jets, basically, in their own words, they said every game is a must-win from here on out. How many teams would admit that at this time of the year? In sports, they'd be like, we'll just take it one game at a time. No. They didn't even hide it. They said, no, every game is a must-win for us from here on out. Like, that's the type of pressure. It's not healthy almost, though, right? That's the type of pressure these NHL teams feel. Like, when the Leafs were losing, bro, like, it was bad. Like, the atmosphere around the team and stuff, it gets bad fast. You look at the Vancouver Canucks, man. They fired people, traded people. Like, it just gets darker and darker and darker. The NHL is an intense league, man. Like, I'll tell you what. And the players, too, you got to give them credit. Like, they play hard every night, man. They bring it. They just bring it every night. And there's an expectation level that you got to perform nightly. The NBA is like, they thank you for showing up.
Yeah. See, the NBA, they make their money TV contract-wise. That they could have nobody go to those games. Four-letter network is paying them $1 gazillion. NHL, that's not necessarily the case, but I think even more so in the NHL, though, they do their budget salary-wise based on we're making the playoffs. Baseball does the same thing. I've had so many people say, well, why, baseball, you got 3 months left in the season. Why are they trading off all their players in July? Because they can't take the risk. Because their budget is for us to make the playoffs. They make their profit those playoff games. That's all theirs. They don't have to give any of that stuff to the players. So they count on 2, 3, 4, 5, whatever home games in the postseason. And when you're not going to get there, you're kind of screwed. And that's why there's a little more scrutiny with the NHL.
Well, the
NHL, the NBA head coach.
The NHL is by far the biggest gate-driven league, right?
Yeah.
As far as their profit. The NFL could play in front of empty stadiums and it wouldn't affect them.
Yeah.
We saw point blank, they did play in front of empty stadiums and it didn't affect them, right? Like it doesn't matter. That's just sort of like, whatever, dude. It's a couple extra bucks with fans there and whatnot. Okay. But it's not like a driving factor. The NBA, same thing. The NBA makes money off of TV, right? They get big money for their TV deals. The NHL gets moderate money for the TV, but they need to make money selling tickets. Right, like if they don't sell tickets, they're like you said, they want to make the playoffs. They need to sell tickets. There's not as much room for error. They're not automatically making money like a baseball team will by not making the playoffs. Like the Pittsburgh Pirates make hundreds of millions of dollars, guys. People want to rip the Dodgers. The Pirates literally, their revenue was like $350 million. The Pirates, they spent like $48 million on players. Do the math. They didn't give the money to charity. They didn't give the money to starving kids in Africa, Scott. They kept the money.
No.
Did you see all Pittsburgh Pirates donate money? No. They kept the money.
No.
Like you blame the Dodgers, blame the cheap-ass teams that want to keep the money.
College basketball talk. Rohit Panayak, Covers.com. Coming up next.
the immediate word on the street in Philadelphia and outside is that the best guy for the job would be Brian Dable. It's like all you have to do is spend an hour of your life with me and Tyrone every day, and you're going to learn so much and be prepared for future conversations. Because I told you this back in November.
The Craig Carton Show. Only on SportsGrid.
Team USA really undersold this. The superstars really weren't going, but the rest of the world, Latin America, they really geared up. The Team USA actually put their best foot forward, almost like you're having like the dream team of the United States players here going to be out on the baseball diamond. Great pitching, great superstars around. So Clayton Carson's like, you know what? You got a spot for me where you can throw me 70 innings in this tournament because I'm not going to be playing baseball the rest of the year, and I'm just going to go away and relax and be happy.
The Early Line, only on SportsGrid.
The outline for Koepka are fantastic. I think it's perfect. It is punitive, but it's fair. You've got to levy some sort of fine, so to speak, for defecting, and I think they've done a wonderful job of being equitable and punishing him a bit at the same time. I think Brooks ultimately wants to be playing with the best.
Newswire, only on SportsGrid.
Class is in session. Today, let's talk about the teaser. A teaser is a multi-leg bet where you shift the point spread in your favor. You get better numbers, but every selection has to win. It doesn't matter what you bet if you don't have the insights. Tune into SportsGrid and get ahead of the class.
All right, welcome back in Game Live. Game Day here on the grid, hour number one. Let's take a peek at a little college basketball with our good buddy Rohit Panaya. Covers.com. Covers.com is his home, one of our favorite gambling sites. Rohit, Scott, and Gabe, how are you on this Tuesday evening?
Great. Excited for a pretty stacked slate of college basketball games. College football season over now, so lots of eyes on this year, and it looks like a pretty great year. A lot of teams that can really compete.
Yeah, things aren't going as well for Indiana tonight, guys, as it did last night. They're losing by it's 23. Just for the record, I say that.
They're a football school, Gabe. They're a football school.
Exactly. You can't expect them to be good at basketball. There's a football school in here. All these schools are like reverse now, Rowan. Like football schools or basketball schools and stuff, or like Nebraska basketball school, Scott. Basketball school now. But yeah, Michigan up by 24, Lang. I thought Michigan tonight, Rowan, they were overpriced. They've been winning by 10 and 12 all the time recently. Tonight just sort of felt like, Michigan are going to roll someone again tonight. So I laid the points. They're up by 24 right now. But as you were saying, Scott, big night. And how about this, guys? Kent State have cut the lead to 2, Scott, and Rowan. Miami, Ohio up 63-61 right now. Still a lot of time left, 12 minutes left.
Yeah. What do you think of that team, Rowan? How much do you know about them? Are they any good? 19,
I think they are, and I think Miami is the quality team, especially among these lower or mid-major teams that can really get the job done because they can shoot, they can score, and the MAC has quality teams and quality players. We've seen that in every NCAA tournament. There's always one or two teams out of the MAC, usually one team out of the MAC that just plays pretty well and kind of outperforms expectations. And I think it's going to be Miami this year. I mean, I think they were +2 on the road. You keep getting them at these fantastic prices anytime they're playing on the road. And like I said, I mean, this is the best team in the MAC. So if you can get them at any price, you take it. And I think they'll pull off the win here.
How about 500 to 1 to win it all? Gabe and I were talking about if we get them to win a few rounds, you can start hedging at that bigger price. Are they like, can they be the Florida Gulf Coast of the world? The Loyola of Chicago's with Sister Mary Jean? Are they that good?
I wouldn't say that, but I think they can make some noise. I definitely think they could be a Cinderella team round 1, maybe even round 2. If you're looking for kind of that team that could come out of nowhere and go pretty far, I think St. Louis might be that team. Billikens are looking fantastic this year. I think they've got a really well-rounded team, a lot of talented guys there as well. So I think, yeah, that's one team that I think could maybe even get into the Sweet 16, maybe the Elite Eight. But yeah, none of these teams are going to win the national title, especially not in the NIL era with all these loaded, stacked teams.
No, that's the thing, Rowan.
Yeah.
People, I hate that when tournament time. Who's the sleeper all the time? Number one, the sleeper never wins. Okay, so whatever you do it, I always got to tell people. Okay, like you said, the sleeper to make the Sweet 16, make it to the Elite Eight. If you want to get bold, okay, once in a while the Final Four, but they don't actually ever win. But I'm curious your guys' take. I like this game coming up at 9 o'clock, and it's one of the classic college sport betting angles. The ranked team against the unranked team that is the favorite. And here we go. We got Missouri. It's only a 1 point, but Missouri are 1 point favorites against the ranked Georgia Bulldogs. I actually like Mizzou on their home court tonight. I don't know if you have any thoughts on that or any of the other sort of angles tonight on college basketball, Roy.
Yeah, I mean, that's one that I like as well. And, it's something, though, because I have to admit that I've been betting against Georgia 2 of their last 3 games, I think. And I hit on one of them, didn't hit on the other. I took Arkansas. Arkansas got absolutely crushed by them. I think I bet them. I think I bet Auburn against them a couple weeks ago. Auburn ended up losing as well. So, not the greatest track record for me betting this team, but I just don't think the Bulldogs are as good as a lot of people think. They've been filling up the hoop, but I'm not sold on them defensively. Not
Another
sold on the
football
level.
school that's good at basketball now. It just goes
And
on.
The one real good team I saw them play against was Florida, and they couldn't hang with Florida. So I just think they're one of these teams that in the SEC, you're going to see a lot of high-scoring games, but you're going to see a lot of these teams that can kind of leak points in the defensive end of the floor that's going to come back to haunt them.
All right. How about Arkansas and Vandy, both favorites in this one? Basically, pick them. You got Arkansas at home laying 1.5.
Yeah, I mean, this is an interesting one. Both teams kind of on a bit of a slump right now. Vandy lost both games last week. Arkansas has dropped 2 of its last 3. Both kind of built similarly as well. They're both very guard-oriented, up-tempo, can put up points. A couple of reasons I like Arkansas here. They are on their home floor, 10-0 at home. This is a team that shoots a lot of threes. And anytime those teams shoot threes, they tend to play a lot better at home than on the road where those shots don't drop. Vandy's also been getting crushed on the glass. Arkansas is a lot longer, especially inside. But the big reason I like Arkansas on this spot is opponent free throw rate. Arkansas is 29th in the country. Vanderbilt is outside the top 300. Now, this is one of those underrated stats you don't hear a lot. But anytime you're setting your opponent to the line for extra free throws, especially in a close game with a close spread like this, that's definitely something that can tilt the game in the opponent in your opponent's favor. And when you're looking at a team like Arkansas, which is also playing at home, they're going to get more of those calls as well. So the fact that they can defend without fouling and Vanderbilt can't, that's got me leaning towards the Razorbacks.
It's become one of my favorite sort of look-tos, actually, Rowett. People sort of look at different metrics and stuff, but I'm a big fan of free throw attempts. Do you get to the free throw line? And if you do you get there? And speaking of Missouri, guys, they have the second highest free throw attempt rate and the 2-point field goal percentage in the SEC right now. They're getting to the free throw line and they're making their free throws, which I like, and it's potentially what could be a close game as well.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. How about Purdue and UCLA? Boilermakers laying 5.5 on the road.
Yeah, I'm laying the points with Purdue here. I think teams kind of have these West Coast swings figured out a little bit now. They came up there for the USC game, stuck around for a couple days, so they're adjusted to the time zone by now. And when you look at this team, I just think that UCLA is not the defensive powerhouse that they've been in the past. They've struggled on the defensive end of the floor this year. I don't know if Sky Clark's to play today. Don't think that matters against Purdue. I don't think they can stop the shooters on Purdue. Purdue ended up pulling off that win against USC. I think they're going to be even better in this one now that they've adjusted to the time zone. And I also think that this is just a team that, when they win by a decent amount. I think that USC win was actually their, lowest margin of victory this year. Every other win this year has been by 6 or more points. So this is a team that when they are, knocking down those shots, they can really separate from teams. And I think UCLA isn't good enough defensively to keep up with them now. We've seen a lot of fantastic Purdue UCLA games over the years, especially the NCAA tournament. But I just don't really rate this Bruins team as highly as I have in some of the teams in the past.
What do you think of Kansas going on the road tonight? Colorado's always been a tricky place to play. You get into the altitude up there in Boulder, and they're usually a live dog. Kansas have been playing better as of late, as we've seen. Laying 4 on the road here. Late night game. I love the late night starts. UNLV, Utah State's a late one as well. But any opinion on the Jayhawks and the Buffalo game?
Yeah, this is actually one of my favorite angles of the night, to be honest with you. Like you mentioned, I mean, this is the spot where the Sharps are kind of going after Colorado. Playing at altitude is always tough. They're 9-2 at home. The only losses was a close loss to Texas Tech. They also lost to Northern Colorado, but Northern Colorado also a team that plays at elevation, so they were able to handle that. But the one reason I kind of like Kansas in this one is I do think they can hang around in the first half. They might gas out in the second half. We also know that Darren Peterson hasn't been seeing a ton of minutes in the second half, still dealing with the cramping or the leg issues or whatever. But I really like them in the first half. They're -2 in the first half. And I think they can get off to a good start, even though they might fade in the second. So I like Kansas on the first half spread. Another angle I like is Colorado team total under. That was at 76.5. I think it's down to 75.5 now. But I love the team total under. I mean, this is a team that hasn't scored more than 71 points in their last 3 games, averaging about 68 points per game in that span. Going up against Kansas, who's like 13th in the country in adjusted defense, I think, and 7th in opponent effective field goal percentage. So Kansas can defend. And I also think Kansas is going to slow the game down because, like I said, at elevation, you can't go at that fast pace you're used to when you're playing at, at sea level. So slow things down a little bit.
Well, great job, Rowan. Always appreciate it. Rowan Panalia. Covers.com for all the winners. Good luck for your plays tonight.
The immediate word on the street in Philadelphia and outside is that the best guy for the job would be Brian Dable. It's like all you have to do is spend an hour of your life with me and Tyrone every day, and you're going to learn so much and be prepared for future conversations. Because I told you this back in November.
The Craig Carden Show. Only on SportsGrid.
Team USA really undersold this. The superstars really weren't going, but the rest of the world, Latin America, they really geared up. The Team USA actually put their best foot forward, almost like you're having like the dream team of the United States players here going to be out on the baseball diamond. Great pitching, great superstars around. So Clayton Kersaw's like, you know what? You got a spot for me where you can throw me 70 innings in this tournament because I'm not going to be playing baseball the rest of the year, and I'm just going to go away and relax and be happy.
The Early Line, only on SportsGrid.
The outline for Koepka are fantastic. I think it's perfect. It is punitive, but it's fair. You've got to levy some sort of fine, so to speak, for defecting, and I think they've done a wonderful job of being equitable and punishing him a bit at the same time. I think Brooks ultimately wants to be playing with the best.
Newswire, only on SportsGrid.
Class is in session. Today, let's talk about the teaser. A teaser is a multi-leg bet where you shift the point spread in your favor. You get better numbers, but every selection has to win. It doesn't matter what you bet if you don't have the insights. Tune into SportsGrid and get ahead of the class.
All right, welcome back in-game live game day here on the grid. Thanks to Rowan Panalia for joining us. Covers.com, little college basketball. He's a big NBA guy. I did have a chance to throw this one at, but little hunch bet here, Gabe, in the NBA. What do you think? Yesterday, LeBron finds out for the first time in 21 years he's not going to be
I know where you're going with
the
this.
All-Star game. Right? I mean, I know it's not LeBron 5-10 years ago. Whenever he got ticked off, he would okay, I'm going to go out there and score 30, 40 points. I get that. That's not the case anymore. But if there ever was a situation where, you wonder about these NBA guys, are they trying? Are they not trying? I would think tonight he'd be a little like, I got to show the NBA world. You're going to snub me, really? So and they're playing a Nuggets team that doesn't play any defense, especially at home. They're a monster over team. I think that's a pretty good hunch play. LeBron over 22.5 points tonight. What do you think?
I don't disagree. I think that he will want to make a statement. But the thing is, it's not really a wild pick when you consider, look, he's coming off a 24 night. You know what I mean? 24 points.
Right.
If you look at like his current form, 24, 20, 29, 31, 22. It's not like he's like, that's the whole thing. It's not like he's scoring 6 points a night or something, guys. Right? It's not like, oh, LeBron. I see some people always done. And yeah, like he's actually, he's balling. He's just, what are you going to do? I mean, he's not Victor Wembanyama. He's not Luka Doncic now and these guys. And people are going to vote for these other players. It's the passing of the torch for real right now. But I think would be naive to believe he won't be there. He didn't get voted. You don't think he's going to be there? I think it is the honorary. Like, yeah, he's going to be on the All-Star game.
Like an injury, like, he's so anal. He's such a baby. I could really see him saying, "Oh, I got hurt, and I'm not going to show up." It's like the kid with the football.
Well, yeah,
I'm
you know what?
Home.
Though?
I'm not in the starting. I'm going home with my football. I could see LeBron.
Yeah,
definitely
I think more so. I think more so he would say, "You know what? No, I'm happy. I want the time off," and secretly he's going to be mad and upset about it. Like, you know what I mean?
Right.
But he's a competitor. Yeah. Why wouldn't he be? Anybody would be.
Yeah.
It's like The Undertaker, Scott. 20 wins in a row at WrestleMania or whatever. It came to an end. You know what I mean? I think it was 19 in a row, actually. Just like came to an end. It's like, there's that sort of. But if you remember, people gave Kobe the free all-star sort of stuff at the end. Like, they generally throw a bone to the legends on the way out here. How many years does he have left? I think he probably plays next year. You know what's crazy, actually? But I do agree with your 22.5. You know what's crazy, though? Two NBA players voted for Bronny James to be an All-Star.
Oh my God!
I don't know who. So you got to assume LeBron is one. Yeah. So LeBron and who? LeBron and Bronny.
That could be it. Those could be the two.
I'm like, all right, LeBron. Okay, I can see that LeBron would be like, screw everyone. I'm voting for my kid. Right? And like, so, because the players get a vote too.
Bronny.
Yeah, so I'm thinking, so I was like, all right, so it's LeBron for sure.
Right.
Who would LeBron tell? Like, I don't think LeBron would tell someone on his team, hey, by the way, make sure you vote for Bronny. Like, even LeBron would be a bridge too far to do that. So
there's got to be somebody on the Lakers that he's friends with, Bronny, right? There has to, after a year and a half.
Somebody said, screw it, I'll just vote. Like,
I'll do it
goes
too.
To show like the clown how they look at it almost. But there was only two.
I'll vote for you.
I saw today. It said two players voted for Bronny James. I right away I said, well, LeBron was one of them. So I was like,
if they could find out. If they found out that it was actually LeBron and
we
Bronny,
don't see. We don't see because they don't want the players knowing and finding out, which would be awesome, Scott.
Yeah.
You want to make the games matter? Let the players know who voted for who. Let the players know. Oh yeah, you didn't vote for me. You voted for this guy instead of me. Like then you'd have something. You really have like smack talk for real. Because Scott.
Yeah.
This pisses off an NBA player more than losing in the playoffs, bro. I'm not even kidding. They care more about making an All-Star game. Like, this is like, it's like, whoa. I got a big bonus, like shoot deal. It's like, no. You're telling me I'm not better than this guy? It bothers NBA players more than any other league. NFL players like the Pro Bowl, even though the Pro Bowl's stupid now. They like the tokenness of it, right? But that's a joke, the Pro Bowl now. If there's not a league, guys, like NHL guys could care two craps about the NS All-Star game. They don't even want to go. It's like, no. I don't want to. Like NBA guys, you know as well as I do, they care. They care. Yeah. And I love what Wembanyama said. They said to Wembanyama, he goes, I want to see people start to play hard in the All-Star game. And he said, and if they don't do it, I'll do it without them. Bet Wembanyama MVP. This guy ain't playing around. That was his quote today. That was his quote. He goes, I think the All-Star game is a joke, and I think it should be played for serious. Since we're the best players, it should be taken seriously. He said, I will take it seriously this year, and if you don't do it with me, I'll do it without you. So people are like, he's going off
We
for
need
50.
guys. See, we need San Antonio and we need the OKC, the SGAs of the world to kind of just take over. You know, I hate to say it, but no, I don't hate to say it.
Take
actually.
it seriously.
I like to say,
and the only way maybe to wake the American and players up that don't care, Scott, is embarrass them a few times.
Yeah,
beat them by 40 this time. World versus the USA?
Yeah.
Beat them by 40. And then maybe, then maybe people start Durant and these guys, well, okay, maybe. Because, dude, like, we haven't seen the full rosters yet. We just know the starters. I'm dying to see a point spread. Let me know if you see one.
Yeah.
I've looked like it's still early right now.
This year. Isn't it USA versus international? Aren't there 3 teams this year? I think they changed it again.
There's 2 USA teams and 1 world team.
Right, yeah. And 1 world team. Should be the other way around, to tell you the truth. But
the world starters, bro. Now, listen, Jokic is hurt. But the world starters are, you got Victor Wembanyama, Giannis, Luka Doncic, and SGA.
You're going to beat that, you know.
They're going to smoke them, bro. Like, and Wembanyama just said today, I'm taking it seriously.
Yeah.
And these world guys, I'm telling you what, they'll want to beat the U.S., Scott. Like this, they'll have an edge to it. I guarantee you. Dude, just the other day, man, John Wall on his podcast and his buddies and stuff, we're talking about SGA soft because he's Canadian and all this type of stuff. It's like, all right, let's see what happens in the All-Star game. I don't think it's going to end well for the U.S. Can't wait.
Yeah.
Can't wait to see. We'll go over the roster on the other side. I'll give you the USA starters.
Okay, cool.
The immediate word on the street in Philadelphia and outside is that the best guy for the job would be Brian Dable. It's like all you have to do is spend an hour of your life with me and Tyrone every day, and you're going to learn so much and be prepared for future conversations. Because I told you this back in November.
The Craig Carton Show. Only on SportsGrid.
Team USA really undersold this. The superstars really weren't going, but the rest of the world, Latin America, they really geared up. The Team USA actually put their best foot forward, almost like you're having like the dream team of the United States players here going to be out on the baseball diamond, great pitching, great superstars around. So Clayton Carson's like, you know what, you got a spot for me where you can throw me 70 innings in this tournament because I'm not going to be playing baseball the rest of the year, and I'm just going to go away and relax and be happy.
The Early Line, only on SportsGrid.
The outline for Koepka are fantastic. I think it's perfect. It is punitive, but it's fair. You've got to levy some sort of fine, so to speak, for defecting, and I think they've done a wonderful job of being equitable and punishing him a bit at the same time. I think Brooks ultimately wants to be playing with the best.
Newswire, only on SportsGrid.
Class is in session. Today, let's talk about the teaser. A teaser is a multi-leg bet where you shift the point spread in your favor. You get better numbers, but every selection has to win. It doesn't matter what you bet if you don't have the insights. Tune into SportsGrid and get ahead of the class.
All right, welcome back in Game Live. Game Day here on the grid. Closing out hour number 1. Talking a little NBA. By the way, the best NBA against the spread team by far, it's amazing, is doing it again. And I'll let you know who that is here in a second. But so, Gabe, you got the American starting line. And we ran down to the NBA All-Stars, right, for the foreign team, and it's loaded. I don't know how that team is not going to win. But what do we got
Their
for the
smallest
American
player
team?
is 6'6". Just for the record, their
The foreign
smallest
team.
player is 6'6", and the USA don't have a starter taller than 6'6", the Team World team. So you got SGA, Luka Doncic, Giannis, Victor Wembanyama, and the Joker. The Joker's injured, though. Steph Curry, Brunson, Maxey, Cade Cunningham, Jaylen Brown.
Wow. So guards. You don't got a center.
It's kind of a weird motley crew that's thrown together here, too. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, you're right. Like, they're all, well, you know what? They're going to run and gun, right? We're trying to run past these big dudes. What do you think the point spread? What would you lay? Now, it's an all-star game, and I don't know, dude. What is it, 20-minute game?
Right.
It's not a 40-minute game, right? Because they're going to play a bunch of games because there's three
round
teams.
robin.
So, like, 20-minute game. If it was, I'm thinking, 20. I was thinking 8.5 in a real game. 40-minute game, I think it would be like 8.5 type of deal.
Right.
20-minute game, 6.5, 5.5. Like
5.5.
I don't see. Look, I'm looking at the comments online. I don't see a lot of people run into the window. Like even like Captain America is in a hurry to bet Team USA here. Like this is not a good matchup. Anyone who knows basketball looks at this and goes, "Oh boy, this is a good. This could be a rout."
Those are the starters. What's the bench like? If those are the starters, I'm sure there's only a couple of guys on the bench, right? 2-3 guys, I imagine. Maybe more than
8
that,
players per team. You're right. So to be another 3 guys.
Yeah.
So let's see. So let's see who else would
those
you
are all
get?
nice players, but they wouldn't do like a Trey Young or a Ja Morant, right? I mean, you can't. Could you? Maybe.
I'm looking here, like international players, like who's a lock type thing. Like there's not a ton of spots, so like that's a good point. There's not a ton of spots, so are they going to throw LeBron a bone here? I say they do.
Well, you got 2 teams for USA, right? I'm surprised they didn't make it North America. Give us Canada.
The other
give
players,
us SGA, right?
Give us SGA.
At least give us SGA. You know, I mean, come on.
Yeah, guys, you got Kevin Durant. These are your other options to add to the team, basically, I'm seeing here. Kevin Durant, RJ Barrett, DeMar DeRozan, Dante DiVincenzo, Aaron Gordon, Tyler Hero. That's not going to put it over the top.
Yeah.
Scotty Barnes.
that's
Scotty
top up.
Barnes is American.
James
He's
Harden.
had a great year.
James Harden. He's American.
Yeah, Harden's older.
Still not going to get any rebounds, though. We need a big guy in the middle.
Oh, God. How about this guy? I didn't even think about this. They're just talking about Team
Karl
World.
Anthony
Didn't make
Towns?
the starters. Sengun is on Team World. Oh, boy.
Wow.
And Jamal Murray of the Denver Nuggets, just for the record. I'm seeing here now. They're basically like, it's going to be Jamal Murray and Sengun. And so they got room for one more, basically, the world.
Wow. Where's Murray from? He's not American? Is he Canadian,
He's from
too?
Toronto. He's from Toronto.
Jeez. Why did they make
Kitchener,
it
to be exact. Outside of Toronto. I'll ask you one thing. I don't know how the hell Canada doesn't win a gold medal in the Olympics or compete. Like, you know what I mean? Like, dude, we ought to, like, stack. Dylan Brooks is Canadian. SGA is Canadian. Jamal Murray is Canadian. Ben Mathurin is Canadian. Lou Dort is Canadian. Like, they have, like, Canada has the most players beside the USA and the NBA. It's like 20. There's 23 of them, yeah.
Yeah.
Listen, people thought in the last Olympics that Canada would get a silver medal. Like everyone, like all the so-called experts thought, Canada should win a silver medal in the Olympics. And Canada got bounced. Man. Yeah. France made it. France have a ton of players. Like that.
Where's Anthony Towns from? Anthony Towns has got to be American, right? Or is he one of those dual citizen? Don't remember. He was a dual citizenship guy.
Like Jamaican.
Didn't he
type
play
thing.
for the?
Like
didn't
Bahamas,
he do that for
Jamaica,
the Olympics?
Dominican.
I think so.
Dominican.
Yeah.
Played for the Dominican before.
Yeah.
But America, Anthony Edwards has to be on the freaking team. Devin Booker, Anthony Edwards.
Yeah. Right. They got
Danny
the guards.
Avdija. Avdija's Israeli. He's a badass too. Another world player. He's from Israel.
I don't know how
I'm going to bet on Team World.
Offend somebody. They're going to get out of all those guys. They're only going to get 8. Some good players left out. Real good players.
Yeah, it's kind of unfair actually with this.
the immediate word on the street in Philadelphia and outside is that the best guy for the job would be Brian Dable. It's like all you have to do is spend an hour of your life with me and Tyrone every day, and you're going to learn so much and be prepared for future conversations. Because I told you this back in November.
The Craig Carden Show. Only on SportsGrid.
Team USA really undersold this. The superstars really weren't going, but the rest of the world, Latin America, they really geared up. The Team USA actually put their best foot forward, almost like you're having like the dream team of the United States players here going to be out on the baseball diamond. Great pitching, great superstars around. So Clayton Kersaw's like, you know what? You got a spot for me where you can throw me 70 innings in this tournament because I'm not going to be playing baseball the rest of the year, and I'm just going to go away and relax and be happy.
The Early Line, only on SportsGrid.
The outline for Koepka are fantastic. I think it's perfect. It is punitive, but it's fair. You've got to levy some sort of fine, so to speak, for defecting, and I think they've done a wonderful job of being equitable and punishing him a bit at the same time. I think Brooks ultimately wants to be playing with the best.
Newswire, only on SportsGrid.
Class is in session. Today, let's talk about the teaser. A teaser is a multi-leg bet where you shift the point spread in your favor. You get better numbers, but every selection has to win. It doesn't matter what you bet if you don't have the insights. Tune into SportsGrid and get ahead of the class.
All right, welcome back. In-game live, game day on the grid. Hour number 2 of our 2-hour extravaganza. We got George Kurtz coming up in about a half hour. Do some NFL, some hockey talk with him. Time, though, first up for our late night pickoff. Got a bunch of good college basketball games going off, Gabe, but I'm actually going to start with hockey. Don't ask why, but I am. Give me over 5.5 Rangers and LA Kings. Kings stink at home. Rangers are better on the road. We know they're going through all the turmoil. The GM saying that it's going to be basically a house cleaning. But they do tend to play better on the road. So I think we're going to get 6 goals tonight. LA can score. Rangers again play better. Give me over 5.5 New York and LA.
I talked about this basketball game. Hasn't gone off the board yet. Tipping off in a minute or so. Missouri and Georgia. And listen, the Georgia Bulldogs have had a very good year this year. They're 15-3, but they've only played 3 road games this year. Now you're taking on a Missouri Tiger team that is 11-0 on their home court. They're 13-5 to begin with. Missouri can ball. It's a really difficult place to win. We took them against Auburn in their last home game. They won by 10. They went on the road. They lost to LSU, but I think they come back home and knock off Georgia here. It is one of the best sort of trends. I was trying to hammer down a number. I saw 50-22 actually, but I couldn't confirm it. The unranked team that is a favorite against the visiting, against the team that is actually ranked, it's like one of the best bets in college basketball, right? It really is. And I think this is going to be one of these spots tonight. So give me the Missouri Tigers, the +1 with Mizzou.
All right. NBA, my second play. I'm going to grab the Rockets at home, laying 4 against San Antonio. Spurs played last night, albeit in a blowout win. Houston was off. Houston's really they've been struggling a little bit. They come down from their perch just a tad, but they're really good at home. It should be a great matchup. It's really just a pick 'em. I'm going to watch it later on tonight, so I'm going to have some action on it. And if that's the case, give me the home team. Give me the Rockets laying only 4 tonight. San Antonio has had a nice little 9-1 under run, and so are the Houston
Rockets. You got it in game now. We've tipped off.
Oh, that's 8 o'clock.
Off.
That's right. That's 8 o'clock.
Yeah,
my
we've
bad.
tipped off. So
my bad. You're right. I just saw that.
39-28 Spurs. So you're getting 3.5 with the Rockets right now.
All right, I pop in. Well, it's an in-game live show, so there you go. Give me the Rockets +3.5. I think they come back and win.
Kevin Durant's got 7 points. I wasn't sure if Durant was playing tonight, actually. But it's confusing who's in and who's out with these teams all the time. So it wasn't Durant, actually. It's who is it later? Is it Harden that's going after it by himself? There's no Kawhi again, right? Like I said, the NBA, there's no Kawhi today. Look, they're getting lit the F up. I like the Bulls tonight, too. I left that on the table. 70. Yeah. Wow.
70 to 49. Yeah, because the Clippers played last night. So
yeah. See, they just mail it in tonight. They're like, whatever. We played last night. So whatever. That's the NBA. So, give me Missouri, my first pick.
Okay. I'm going to grab Utah. Believe it or not, the Utah Jazz plus 14.5 against Minnesota. You know, the Jazz are one of the top 5 against the spread teams in the NBA. They're number 2 at home. 14-7 against the spread at home. It's because of stuff like this. They're getting a monster number. I'm sure there's somebody not playing tonight for Utah. I don't care. I just, you know what? Whatever. I'm going to stop reading into that stuff. Give me the Jazz 14-7 against the spread at home to keep it semi-close against Minnesota.
This one's not on my list, but I'm going to throw it in here right now. Anthony Edwards, over under 3.5 3-point shots made tonight. The Utah Jazz are the worst defensive team in the NBA. They're the worst team defending the 3-point shot, and Edwards just bombs away all the time now. He made 9 threes, Scott, in the last game. You look at his last 5 games. He had 5, 4, 4, 1, and 9. The attempts are there. Like, he literally takes 10 3-point shots a game now. Like, he's turned into this 3. Everyone loves the 3 in the modern NBA, including Anthony Edwards. This is against the Utah Jazz team where the looks are going to be open all night, and there's going to be a lot of shot looks tonight. I'm going to go over to 3.5 with Anthony Edwards. He probably goes over his point total, too. And I don't really see why this game doesn't go over, Scott. All these Utah games go over the number.
Yeah, it's crazy. Speaking of overs, I'm going to grab it's a monster number. It is, but give me over 174.5 Vandy and Arkansas. We know Alabama can score a ton from the SEC, right? But so can Vandy. They're 10th in the country in scoring, and Arkansas is 16th in the country in scoring. So add it all up. And, oh, by the way, we buried the lead. Last 7 meetings between these two teams, 7-0 over. Give me over 174.5 tonight.
I'm going to go with Arkansas in that game, but I don't disagree with your total pick. But I'm going to take the Hogs. We've been picking on Vanderbilt since they lost. Let's keep that rolling. But let's take a look at the Toronto Raptors tonight. They kind of rolled over against the Lakers. They often do that in Los Angeles. I saw the Lakers play against the Raptors, and the Raptors were flat that night as well. I think the Raptors, I don't know what they do. They go shopping. They go whatever it is they do, Scott. They're never ready to play when they play against the Lakers in L.A. They just aren't. They're almost starstruck. I sat behind the Lakers bench or the Raptors bench in LA, and Raptor players were just looking at girls all night and just sort of. It was a different team. It was a couple of years ago, but they've always just sort of been flat there, and they always play well against Golden State. Hence, they beat them in the finals even. Now you got Golden State. They played last night. They lose Jimmy Butler tonight. Kind of a tough spot for these guys. You got Kuminga, who's on the trade block, and they're running out of bodies here. And the Raptors are a good bounce-back team. So they only scored 93 points the other night. The Raptors will be more focused this evening. I also like the under of this game. The Raptors are the second-best team in the NBA as far as unders are concerned. They're a very good defensive team. They're a little bit offensively challenged, the Raptors. They're missing some guys as well. They're missing a couple of players tonight. RJ Barrett's not playing. That's 21 points a game that they're missing. I think the Raptors are a live dog. I think it'll come down to the wire this game. Golden State just aren't very deep right now, but I don't think it's a high-scoring game. I like the under 225, 25.5, actually.
All right. I'll throw the bonus one in there. We talked about it. Give me the over LeBron James, 22.5 points. It's Denver and the Lakers tonight. Denver is tied with Utah for the number 1 over team in the NBA, 27-16. And oh, by the way, the Lakers are right in line, 25-16. So they're in 3rd place. So you got 2 monster over teams, should get a ton of points. And then you got LeBron, being snubbed there by the fans for not being voted into the All-Star. I think he's going to have a chip on his shoulder. 23 is not a lot anyway, and you mentioned it before. He's actually playing some halfway decent ball of late. So give me over LeBron James, 22.5 points tonight.
I'm surprised it's not a little higher that they didn't.
Yeah, bump it up, right?
Put that into the angle a little bit. That let's make it 24.5. He might have a chip on his shoulder tonight because he actually does generally score right around these points. So speaking of which, Jimmy Butler's out tonight. And now they're offensively challenged, like for real, if you look at Golden State. So who's going to step up and be able to score for them? Buddy Hield, he's hit or miss. His prop is 7.5. It's pretty light. I actually think Buddy Hield could get there and get to 8 points, but I think the play is Podziemski. 12.5 points for Brandon Podziemski. He's actually gone over this and actually pretty comfortably in 4 of their last 5 games. 24, 18, 19, 15. Now you don't have Jimmy Butler in the lineup. I'm actually surprised they haven't bumped his number up a little bit. So let's go with Podziemski over 12.5 points, Golden State Warriors.
Yeah. I also like Kansas tonight. It's kind of one of those, are you buying in on Kansas, Gabe, right? It's been a kind of a season-long struggle for them. They've lost some home games, which they never do, but they've won their last 2 monster games.
They're playing their best ball right now. This is as good as they've played.
Yeah. Exactly. If Kansas is going to go back to being Kansas, this is the Kansas team that wins these games by 7 to 10, 13 points. Colorado's okay, but it done nothing special. The line dropped from 4.5, it's 3.5. But I'm kind of buying in on Kansas tonight. You know what? They showed me a little something these last 2 games, and I'll play them to basically get the road win.
And we got an update here. Kent State 92, Miami, Ohio 88. 54 seconds remaining. Kent State have stormed back.
14.
They were down by 14 at the half. 48-34. They've outscored them 58-40 in the second half.
Wow. And then over, you suggested hit. I hope you guys
we're up to 182 now.
Yeah.
The immediate word on the street in Philadelphia and outside is that the best guy for the job would be Brian Dable. It's like all you have to do is spend an hour of your life with me and Tyrone every day, and you're going to learn so much and be prepared for future conversations. Because I told you this back in November.
The Craig Carden Show. Only on SportsGrid.
Team USA really undersold this. The superstars really weren't going, but the rest of the world, Latin America, they really geared up. The Team USA actually put their best foot forward, almost like you're having like the dream team of the United States players here going to be out on the baseball diamond. Great pitching, great superstars around. So Clayton Kersaw's like, you know what? You got a spot for me where you can throw me 70 innings in this tournament because I'm not going to be playing baseball the rest of the year, and I'm just going to go away and relax and be happy.
The Early Line, only on SportsGrid.
The outline for Koepka are fantastic. I think it's perfect. It is punitive, but it's fair. You've got to levy some sort of fine, so to speak, for defecting, and I think they've done a wonderful job of being equitable and punishing him a bit at the same time. I think Brooks ultimately wants to be playing with the best.
Newswire, only on SportsGrid.
Class is in session. Today, let's talk about the teaser. A teaser is a multi-leg bet where you shift the point spread in your favor. You get better numbers, but every selection has to win. It doesn't matter what you bet if you don't have the insights. Tune into SportsGrid and get ahead of the class.
All right, we got to figure out what's going on here. I can't find it on my TV set. My ESPN Plus channels aren't coming in. 92-90, I see with 13 seconds left, Kent State got a rebound, and then it stopped from there. I'm assuming Miami fouled them, and they're going to the free throw line, but that might be it. What do you got?
I've got an in-game over 183.5. I need 2 more points here, and the clock just keeps ticking and ticking. I'm waiting for them to get to the free throw line. And Miami, Ohio's perfect record on the line, 92. Game has gone over the original number, so we hit that.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. Clock stopped here now. I think now we finally have a foul for real here now. I don't know if they wanted a bonus
41
yet.
seconds left.
Did they have a foul to give? I think they had a foul to give before there. That's it. I think they had a foul to give. Let's see. Get on the damn free throw line here.
Yeah.
Man, away Miami. They're only down 2
subs.
Miami, Ohio. They're a 3-point shot away from winning this game still, too. What are we getting here? I think we're getting 1.5, aren't we? No, I got Kent State money line minus 130. That's
Kent
right.
State turned the ball over. Oh, that's not good, Gabe.
You got to be
Now,
kidding me.
Miami
So
has
now
got
it
a
comes
chance
down
to
to
win
another
it.
shot.
Yeah. Just inbound the ball, and you get fouled, for goodness sakes. Wow.
And Miami, Ohio score.
Do they really? Wow. All right, so you got your over.
Yeah,
wow.
so we're 184.
Hey,
Wow,
Niners
these
take the
guys
lead.
they won't quit, these guys. They're undefeated. You had them on the ropes. We're going to overtime. Unbelievable.
Wow.
92-92.
You had them, Kent State. You had the ball. Just inbound
So Miami,
the ball.
Ohio
stay in the
showed
back
some
court.
guts there, Scott. They get the ball and they score with 6 seconds left.
It's left. Wow.
Kent State.
they're
You
going
let them
to
off the
overtime.
hook. That is great.
You let them off the hook.
Miami,
We know
Ohio,
who
who
they
we
were.
thought they were. We
You
played
are,
them 3
yeah.
times last year, God damn it. We know who they are.
Great speech.
Wow.
I did that on one of my radio shows one time. Just did all kind of great speeches. Kind of a throwaway.
That's one of
show.
the better
It
ones.
was a lot of fun.
It's one of the,
Yeah,
it's one of the
that was
better
one of the
ones.
Yeah, he had so much
So, yeah,
passion. God bless him.
we're going to overtime.
So you go in overtime. Yeah. So no matter what number you have with the
92-92.
over/under, you got to hit it.
No,
So,
now the
they still
DJs
got
have to
Kent
decide.
State.
Do you want to jump in?
Yeah.
209.5 now. They have a number going into overtime. Wow, 209.5 for a college game.
That's crazy. I got a
So
minus
it's
1.5.
92.
I got the bad line. I put it in this afternoon when they were favorites, or actually overnight last night when they were favorites. So
I did the
I'm
money
already.
line. I don't
that's why
like
was
laying
worried.
1.5. So yeah. You don't want to win
Yeah.
by 1.
That's,
We're going to lose now. We're going to lose in overtime. Let's just be real. I'm setting myself up for the fall here.
You think?
Kent State just blew it.
Oh,
yeah,
you're
they
right,
blew it.
You're right, Ken. Yeah.
Yeah,
I think they
yeah.
have. They got
I
to
think
be
Kent
as depressed
State-
as the press can be.
I think Kent State normally, you had a chance to win it. You outscored them 58-44 in the second. You give up the basket. We'll see. Listen, I'll go 2-1, not worse here. I could go 3-0. If Kent State wins, I'll go 3-0 in this game. If not, I go 2-1. I hit the over the game and I hit the in-game over. Thinking about this now, it's a lot though. 209.5. We're only at 184. Think about it. That's a lot of points, man.
194 to 4. It's 25 points, 26 points. Yeah, for 5 minutes.
5 minutes. Yeah, like normally I'd be
That
like,
is a
no
lot.
way. I'm not going to do it. But that is a lot of points. For the record, Michigan did not cover. Michigan did not cover. They were winning big all night. They ended up winning by 14 as 15.5-point favorites. Quick update here. We did cash a ticket. I played Seton Hall tonight, getting 11.5 against the Johnnies. St. John's were down most of the game, actually, but they've come back and won 65-60. Low-scoring game.
Very low.
St. John's
That was a
wins,
big
but
number.
it was 11.5. Seton Hall covers the number.
Yeah. Seton Hall's been playing a little better. I was surprised at that. And then the over-under was 144.5. Seton Hall's one of my always under teams.
Yeah, they're an under
and
team.
actually, St. John's has turned into an under
11.5?
team. Believe it or not, this year.
For like a city rivalry game.
City
So, you know what I
rivalry.
mean? That's the way I looked at it. I was like, throw out like St. John's are overrated according to the odds makers. They are.
Yeah.
Like they're
Hasn't
always
been great
like
this
9-10 point favorites all the time, and they have a hard time winning these games.
Yeah.
Look at the Providence game. They lost the game.
Lost it. At home, that was, too. Outright.
Yeah, at the Garden
And
on a
Seton Hall is
Saturday
good.
afternoon.
I mean, Seton Hall's 14
Seton
and
Hall's
5
better
now.
than Providence
So-
is, and we're getting 11.5 with them. Exactly. I was like, no. There's some teams I wouldn't trust Seton Hall against. Like, like UConn's different, right? That UConn stuff's different. It's Hurley and stuff. But I figured, like I said, Jersey versus New York City, I figured, all right, double digits is much too much to be giving in a rivalry game like this.
Yeah. So, speaking of teams that aren't seemingly at their same level, these Baylor's getting crushed again tonight. They're down. It's
I've
early,
given up on
but,
this team.
20-10. What's going on with Scott Drew? That team is generally pretty good year in, year out. Not this year.
You know what? Baylor
Texas
football
Tech
has taken
team.
a step back as well as
Yeah.
of late. You know what's one I'm surprised about, and I'm glad I didn't pull the trigger because I flirted with it. I didn't think Boise State would be murdering Wyoming like this.
Yeah,
This is another one. It was a pick 'em, basically. It was one of those, like, Boise State favored by 1, and you kind of have to wonder, why are Boise State favored here? They're not that good this year. Like, there's been better Boise State teams in this edition, yet they've showed up tonight. They're just lighting Wyoming up. The bad vibes continue. Josh Allen played for Wyoming. The Buffalo Bulls lose, guys. It's all that. It's all connected.
It's all
It's all connected.
Well, you said it. The whole freaking state was basically, at the game or rooting them on and everything. It's you lose that one, it takes a punch to the gut. Yeah. I look
back
at
to
that
reality
too. I did a little research on the Wyoming. They lost 4 of the last 5. It's like, I guess that's why it's basically pick 'em. But I was all set to go against Boise. But
and how about this?
Same thing.
We're already at the half of the Rutgers game with Iowa. 7-point game.
Yeah.
So Rutgers are hanging around, but much lower scoring than we would like.
Yeah.
31-24. They've only put up 55 points. New in-game total, 127.5.
Wow. 24 freaking points first half only for Rutgers. No wonder it was 139.5.
Yeah, we're lucky we're not down by 30 or 20. Like 25.
You told me they really have 24 points. Yeah. It's a 70-point second half. Might go under. More coming up.
The immediate word on the street in Philadelphia and outside is that the best guy for the job would be Brian Dable. It's like all you have to do is spend an hour of your life with me and Tyrone every day, and you're going to learn so much and be prepared for future conversations. Because I told you this back in November.
The Craig Carton Show. Only on SportsGrid.
Team USA really undersold this. The superstars really weren't going, but the rest of the world, Latin America, they really geared up. The Team USA actually put their best foot forward, almost like you're having like the dream team of the United States players here going to be out on the baseball diamond, great pitching, great superstars around. So Clayton Carson's like, you know what, you got a spot for me where you can throw me 70 innings in this tournament because I'm not going to be playing baseball the rest of the year, and I'm just going to go away and relax and be happy.
The Early Line, only on SportsGrid.
The outline for Koepka are fantastic. I think it's perfect. It is punitive, but it's fair. You've got to levy some sort of fine, so to speak, for defecting, and I think they've done a wonderful job of being equitable and punishing him a bit at the same time. I think Brooks ultimately wants to be playing with the best.
Newswire, only on SportsGrid.
Class is in session. Today, let's talk about the teaser. A teaser is a multi-leg bet where you shift the point spread in your favor. You get better numbers, but every selection has to win. It doesn't matter what you bet if you don't have the insights. Tune into SportsGrid and get ahead of the class.
All right, welcome back in Game Live. Game Day on the Grid. Taking a peek at just about everything Scott and Gabe. Another half hour or so. We got the George Kurtz coming up in about 5 minutes. Hockey, I'm kind of doing a split with my hockey plays. I didn't play the Minnesota-Montreal. I don't know. I missed that one. Even I had them at 9-0 too, and you had it even better at 18-1. But that's 3-3. So if you wanted to hop in on that, you could pretty much get that at Pick'em. My Bruins are getting whipped by Dallas, which is only 2-8 their last 10, but they're playing well tonight, 4-0. Winnipeg's leading St. Louis, but Buffalo is leading Nashville, so I'll probably get a split there, or at least hopefully anyway. We got Devils and Oilers coming up top of the hour, and then Kings and Rangers top of the hour as well. So nothing really kind of jumps off the page, except if you wanted to, hop in on Minnesota, which is tied with the Canadiens game. 7 minutes left, tied at 3 with that 18-1 lifetime, in essence, your franchise record anyway, for Minnesota against Montreal. But other than that, I don't see anything crazy. Do you?
Nah, you know what's funny? I've a bunch of MAC games jumped. I'm betting Central Michigan basketball tonight, and all these NHL games, nothing really convincingly jumped off the screen at me. I left the San Jose Sharks maybe -1.5, or the Lightning -1.5 against the Sharks. Kind of like the Dallas Stars tonight against the Bruins. Left it on the table. You brought up the Jets. Jets are suddenly winning games. Now they're up 2-0 on the Blues. I am intrigued, though, by the Devils and Oilers game coming up. This is one of these spots that the Oilers always lose. Whenever they're like this -170, -180 home favorite, but it's all or nothing with the Oilers, right? They win 4 or 5-0, or they lose the game outright. That seems to be the track record with this team. And you mentioned the Rangers and the Kings tonight. The Rangers, much better on the road, getting +155. I'm more intrigued with the late night NBA tonight. But I think the Rangers are a live dog tonight.
Yeah, I like the over in the game. I think we're going to get some points in that game. NBA, how about the Phoenix side? I meant to get to this. They're leading 114-107 with 28 seconds left.
Yeah,
so
I left
barring
that
something
on the
crazy,
table,
they're going to
too.
win. They're going to cover it. You know what their against the spread record? Not their straight up record. You know what their against the spread record is, Gabe, this season? It's mind-boggling. How about they're going to be, because they were getting 1.5 tonight, so they're going to be 31-13 against the spread. That is unheard. 18 games over 500. I know OKC last year was great.
From last year.
Yeah, I'll look and see what their number. They were phenomenal last year, but
it's basically 70% after tonight. Like, it'll be 70%.
Yeah.
No one's really close either. Like, after that, Philadelphia, which you wouldn't think Philadelphia, but Philadelphia are actually 24-17. After tonight, they're going to be 24-18. Denver 25-18. Charlotte 25-18. Boston 24-18. There's a lot of sort of teams in that 55 to 58% range. Right. And then you look at the bottom, the worst team in the NBA against the spread, the Cleveland Cavaliers, have only covered 34% of the time. So think about that, guys. If you bet against Cleveland every game, you've won 65% of the time.
Yeah. That's not easy to do. You need the perfect storm. The Philadelphia one is really strange, but the Phoenix one, I understand, but they're still covering. Beginning of the year, they make the big Kevin Durant trade, and people think they're going to stink. So the numbers are high, and they're actually pretty good. So I understand why initially, but we've known now that they've been a really good team. The Lions maybe have adjusted a little bit, but they don't believe in them. So you're still getting good numbers on them. So, because
if you look at their lineup, people, casuals like star players, right? If you look at their roster,
right.
Who do they have? They've got Devin Booker now, and essentially Dylan Brooks, right? So people look at their roster and are sort of in disbelief, but complete culture change. We've talked about it. They're like a completely different team, style, culture. Like, they were soft. They've gone from soft to being like hard to play against. And if you think about it, when have the Phoenix Suns ever been scrappy? Kind of never. Like, even when the Suns were good, they were never like, they never fought you and pushed you and stuff like that. But Dylan Brooks just brings an attitude to whatever team he is on. I left that on the table tonight. I liked them against the Sixers, and I didn't pull a trigger.
Shows you how tough the Western Conference is. They're 26-17. That's pretty good. 9 games over 500, right? They're sitting in 7th place right now. 7th place.
That's crazy.
That would put you 26-17 would put you in third place in the Eastern Conference, half a game behind.
What's their record against the East? I like to see what's the comparison. We see Phoenix.
It's a good one.
the immediate word on the street in Philadelphia and outside is that the best guy for the job would be Brian Dable. It's like all you have to do is spend an hour of your life with me and Tyrone every day, and you're going to learn so much and be prepared for future conversations. Because I told you this back in November.
The Craig Carton Show. Only on SportsGrid.
Team USA really undersold this. The superstars really weren't going, but the rest of the world, Latin America, they really geared up. The Team USA actually put their best foot forward, almost like you're having like the dream team of the United States players here going to be out on the baseball diamond. Great pitching, great superstars around. So Clayton Kershaw like, you know what? You got a spot for me where you can throw me 70 innings in this tournament because I'm not going to be playing baseball the rest of the year, and I'm just going to go away and relax and be happy.
The Early Line, only on SportsGrid.
The outline for Koepka are fantastic. I think it's perfect. It is punitive, but it's fair. You've got to levy some sort of fine, so to speak, for defecting, and I think they've done a wonderful job of being equitable and punishing him a bit at the same time. I think Brooks ultimately wants to be playing with the best.
Newswire, only on SportsGrid.
Class is in session. Today, let's talk about the teaser. A teaser is a multi-leg bet where you shift the point spread in your favor. You get better numbers, but every selection has to win. It doesn't matter what you bet if you don't have the insights. Tune into SportsGrid and get ahead of the class.
Welcome back in-game live game day here on the grid. Scott and Gabe, hour number 2. Let's talk some hockey, a little baseball and football as well with our good buddy SportsGrid host George Kurtz, who joins us now here on the grid. George, listen, this might be the worst. Let me start with baseball. This might be the worst Hall of Fame class in the history of the Hall of Fame class. I can live with Jeff Kent, I suppose. I might even live with Carlos Beltran, I suppose. But Andrew Jones, and then you throw them all together. I mean, that's a pair of threes. None of those guys are Hall of Famers, are they?
I think they're all Hall of very good. I'm a very tough grader when it comes to the Hall of Fame. I think both of you know this. I would take people out before I put them in. So I am on board with you. I also might go this way. Are we putting cheaters in the Hall of Fame or are we not? All right? We can't have it both ways here. All right? You can't have it both ways.
Right.
Either we're putting him in or we're not. Because Beltran, we know, cheated. It's admitted, blah, blah, blah. So what? Cheating, banging drums is one thing or cans is one thing, but steroids is another? Make up your mind. All right? So that bothers me as well here. I've said this many times, okay? I will argue about the Hall of Fame until our ears bleed, right? No problem talking about it, but I lost the care for it a long time ago. All right? And the reason, by the way, you look at the votes again. Someone voted for Rick Porcello for a Hall of Fame. If the writers don't take it seriously, why the hell am I taking it seriously? All right, I mean, come on. But the answer is,
Well, they kind of almost like force players in now because they don't have enough guys, right?
Yes.
As you say, they're leaving out so many players, so they're almost, out of dudes, and they need to have the ceremony every year. George, you're very hardcore, or you used to be, as far as, having a strict sort of barometer to get into the Hall of Fame. I don't think Jeff Kent's a Hall of Famer.
Nope.
Like, have you ever told someone, man, you really should have seen Jeff Kent play? Like, no. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
good player. Good player.
Yeah, good player.
There's nothing wrong with being a good player.
Very good player. Great player, whatever. But not one of the best ever players. Not one of the best evers. Yeah. Like, unless you want to start having a different section of the hall. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you're going to see, you know what I mean, Scott? Or is you're equal to Joe DiMaggio? No. But what? You're both the same? You both have the same plaque? No. You're not as good as like these other. You're not, you're in different positions or whatnot, but like you're not Johnny Bench. Like you're not like we don't look at you. I don't look at him like that. Andrew Jones, though, was one of the greatest defensive players ever to play. And if you want to, you know what I mean, you have to respect the defensive game. I've always thought Jones had a case more than Kent did, personally. And Beltran, yes, but if you put Beltran in, then we're opening up the door for a lot of other people.
Yeah.
And by the way, I think this is only
let
going to
me
get worse.
ask you then, George and Scott. Let me ask you then. Altuve, George.
Boy, you
yes.
just asked the person I probably hate most in the Major League Baseball.
Okay, I know, but I'm saying
Buzzer boy.
Technically, his play, he's a Hall of Famer, right? Like if we went by his numbers and all this, okay.
If I agree.
You're going to put this guy, the guy was
covered.
running around with a freaking buzzer on his chest.
Right. He cheated,
and we're going to keep guys out. We're going to keep guys out for the steroids.
That's my whole argument here. You can't have it both ways here. All right. If you're putting cheater, and by the way, the cheaters were already in. All right, there are already steroid people in the Hall of Fame, Mike Piazza, guys like that. They're already in.
No. There's no way anybody ever did anything wrong in the Hall of Fame before now.
No, yeah, they've all been innocent forever. But one thing that's gonna be weird, guys, because in the next probably
they all
next
did
20
cocaine.
years.
That's the difference. So like, and that kind of like whatever. Like you can
They're
argue
crazy.
these guys are doing bumps and stealing 100 bases a year. Don't tell me it didn't help.
Yeah.
But what are we gonna do in 20 years, guys, when there's no more 3,000 hits? That's going away. There's no more. I don't know if you're gonna get 200 wins, more or less 300 wins. That's going away.
Be more, yeah.
So you're gonna have guys. The home runs will be there because that's all they try and do nowadays. You'll get plenty of 500 home runs.
It'll be war and whips and stuff like that.
Right.
Or
That's
the
what
exit velocities and the problem I had though, Andrew Jones. There was a time when Jeff Kent MVP. There was a time when Kent really was one of the absolute best players. There was a time when Andrew Jones was really one of the best players, even though his numbers might not support that. There was never a time that we say Carlos Beltran is a future Hall of Famer. He's a good hitter, solid player. I take him on my team, but he was never, to me anyway, like, oh my God, I'm going to go to the ballpark because Carlos Beltran is playing. He's a 280 hitter. Yeah, he's got 400 home runs. He played forever. He's a nice player. And I'm not a stickler. Most people.
Hey, listen.
There's nothing wrong with the Hall of Fame. There's nothing wrong with that kind of player, but he's not a Hall of Famer.
But Aaron Jones, 10 Gold Gloves. All right, so that means you were the best defensive player of your generation. Like 10 whatever. That's 10 years. It's tied for the third most amongst outfielders all time, behind only Roberto Clemente and Willie Mays. It's a very strong argument to have. The argument against Jones is his career 254 batting average now stands as the lowest for a Hall of Fame outfielder. Five-time All-Star, but he hit 434 home runs. So, and we're just talking about his WAR. They're talking about his defensive WAR, which is he accumulated a 24.4 defensive WAR per Baseball Reference, the most of any outfielder in Major League Baseball history by 5.6. So the numbers he matches a lot of stuff here, guys. So I feel good about my argument. I'm not going to bitch about Andrew Jones getting in. I do think WAR sucks, though. In all facets.
Wins. I don't even calculate WAR.
Because Mike Trout has one of the best WARs, so I don't see how that matters. Because the Angels have the same goddamn record without him than they do with him.
Yeah. Another guy's going to get in the Hall of Fame, but at least he had his, heyday. But all right, we kind of agree on all that stuff.
You're going to come out and say Mike Trout's not a Hall of Famer, Wetzel? Is that your hot take tonight?
Oh, he's not. If you look at his numbers right now, he's not. He's going to get in. He's the most overrated player in the history of sports. People think that he's the greatest thing since, no. You look at his numbers.
He's been hurt a lot. He's been hurt a lot.
If he retired today, he would have like the fewest. He'd be in the Sandy Koufax field of, we're going to put him in just because he was really good. But in reality, he wasn't. He doesn't have Albert Pujols numbers. He doesn't have Babe Ruth numbers.
He's got 404 home runs. He's got 404 home runs. I'm surprised he doesn't have more, actually. I thought he would have a few more. He's a career 294 hitter.
Yeah. I mean, it's good, but it's not great. Like, you say Mike Trout to people and like, oh, he's the greatest player ever. No, he's not. Not even close. So overrated in my world. But Anyway,
the problem with Trout is going to be, by the way, he hasn't played a full season in 6 years.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a lot of seasons. I mean, he did play 130 games last year, so I guess that's a full season. You missed 32. But other than that, it's 29, 82, 38, 53, 119. He's going to have that sort of that Don Mattingly career where when that little set, he was great. But after that, he got hurt a lot, and that's going to be a negative. He's going to get in, though.
He hasn't had a dominant
big
year,
season in
Kurt,
quite a
since
while.
2022. 2022. Yeah, he had 40 home runs, 499 plate appearances, but it's been very spotty. Like you said, he actually
It's been
stayed
one
healthy
good year
this
the last
past year.
6.
Yeah, he stayed healthier this past year, but
64
the
innings.
numbers were a little bit down, even though he stayed healthy. Yeah, he did play 130 games this year.
232.
You know, you mentioned Mattingly, right? And I'm a Red Sox fan. So I hate the Yankees, but I was covering them when he was there. Why? I don't understand. Like, you need someone to, take your case up, right? You need a sports writer to really pitch you. I don't understand how he's not in the Hall of Fame. There's not one guy. He was a nice guy. Nobody has kind of taken up his cause.
He only had 5 or 6 great years. They were great years, but then the back took it and he was done. If he wins one World Series as a manager, one World Series, I think he gets in because of the overall, manager, coach, player.
Right.
But he didn't win. He's close.
You know who's getting in? You guys are going to have a heart attack. My boy, Dave Roberts. He's going to be a Hall of Fame.
He probably will. He probably will.
How many World Series? Just one as a player? Multiple as a manager?
Yeah.
The immediate word on the street in Philadelphia and outside is that the best guy for the job would be Brian Dable. It's like all you have to do is spend an hour of your life with me and Tyrone every day, and you're going to learn so much and be prepared for future conversations. Because I told you this back in November.
The Craig Carden Show. Only on SportsGrid.
Team USA really undersold this. The superstars really weren't going, but the rest of the world, Latin America, they really geared up. The Team USA actually put their best foot forward, almost like you're having like the dream team of the United States players here going to be out on the baseball diamond. Great pitching, great superstars around. So Clayton Kershaw like, you know what? You got a spot for me where you can throw me 70 innings in this tournament because I'm not going to be playing baseball the rest of the year, and I'm just going to go away and relax and be happy.
The Early Line, only on SportsGrid.
The outline for Koepka are fantastic. I think it's perfect. It is punitive, but it's fair. You've got to levy some sort of fine, so to speak, for defecting, and I think they've done a wonderful job of being equitable and punishing him a bit at the same time. I think Brooks ultimately wants to be playing with the best.
Newswire, only on SportsGrid.
Class is in session. Today, let's talk about the teaser. A teaser is a multi-leg bet where you shift the point spread in your favor. You get better numbers, but every selection has to win. It doesn't matter what you bet if you don't have the insights. Tune into SportsGrid and get ahead of the class.
All right, welcome back in Game Live, Game Day here on the grid. We're checking out a little bit of everything here with our good buddy George Kurtz. So a little baseball talk there. How about some hockey games here, George? We got 2 games starting top of the hour. We got Devils and Edmonton Oilers, not too bad, and Rangers and LA Kings. Doing anything with those 2 games?
Yeah, of course. All right. Devils played last night. I'm taking the Oilers. I am with the Oilers. Either I take the over or I don't play with totals. Also, but I'm taking the overall as well. No Draisaitl tonight. He's out personal reasons. They think he'll be back later in the week, as they're hoping he'll be back later in the week. Devils probably been one of the more disappointing teams in the NHL this year. And if they aren't, Well, then the Rangers are, right? They're number one disappointment in the NHL. They're going to have a fire sale, right? They're getting rid of everybody, Panarin, Zibanejad, JT Miller. You want a Ranger, you can have him. Probably outside of Shesterkin and maybe Fox, but everybody else up for grabs here. I think the Ranger game could be more of a lower scoring game here, although I do worry about the Rangers sometimes, but the Kings aren't scoring goals here. So give me we'll go against the New York teams or the metropolitan area teams tonight. No Devils, no Rangers for me.
Mm-hmm. And the game's going on. I mean, well, you got Winnipeg. St. Louis scored. It's 2-1 now. Winnipeg leading the Blues, so that's a bettable game. And then Nashville's down 4-2 after 2. Anything going on with the 3 games that are in progress?
Yeah, I bet on St. Louis. Mike Carmi was in there for Winnipeg, so I decided to take a shot at the Blues, who are not playing all that well. Probably not a great bet by me. So I was 2-0 when I came on the show. I'm happy to see now it's 2-1, you said here. I don't think the game is on one of my TVs here. I'm on Dallas over Boston. They're blowing Boston out here. So I said that earlier with Kevin Wallace today, so that's good. Have the over in Buffalo, so I think I need another goal. He said it's 4-2 there. I'll need another goal there. Other than that, I think I'm pretty quiet. And I'm on Ottawa over Columbus, but I'm on the over there as well, and I don't think that's a high scoring game. 4-1, the game's over. So I won the Ottawa, but I didn't get the over.
Yeah, you should get at least one more, I would think, with Buffalo and Nashville, right? 4-2, even if it's an empty netter. Down 2 as well.
I would assume, but I'm not going to count my eggs.
I'm in Olympic mode almost now for the NHL. It's getting to the point now.
It's coming up.
A lot of
right?
the players are admitting it that are in the Olympics. They're point blank admitting they're having a hard time, like, focusing on the NHL. Like, it's around the corner. It's like every player that's asked about it's like, yeah, I think about it all day. And then I come and I play the NHL game, and then I think about the Olympics after type thing because, you're leaving soon. It's getting real right now. Quick update of the odds. Canada plus 110, USA plus 190, Sweden 6-1, Finland 10-1. Czech Republic, Czechia, as they want to be called now, plus 1,400, Switzerland 40-1, and whatever. So, I mean, it's Canada, USA, and maybe, Sweden or Finland. Can Sweden or Finland pull it off, guys? Maybe Sweden at 6-1 if you're looking for that sort of dark horse, beside the obvious Canada, USA selection.
They got hit hard. Leo Carlson, right? He's not going to play in the Olympics.
Leo Carlson's a big loss. Leo Carlson.
That's a loss, and Brodin's out for them as well. I don't think he's obviously not as big a loss, but they lost 2 players today, and that's not easy. Team Canada could have, they could lose somebody like that, and they'll be fine. You said last time we talked, Gabe. Braden Point may not play, but Team Canada, they'll just replace him with Scheifele or whoever it's going to be. They'll be just fine here. Sweden, that's a huge loss there. I know they love Sam Bennett, but I think I would have gone in a different direction there. I think it's listen. I think Canada. I picked Canada in the 4 nations. Nothing's going to change here. I just worry. Bennington's starting for St. Louis. All right, he cannot start for Team Canada. You want to give him the first game to say thank you, fine. After that, it has to be Logan Thompson. Just don't be so stubborn with Bennington, and you'll be fine.
And I tell you what, Canada opens up with not an easy game. They open up with the Czech Republic. And the Czech Republic are giving Canada problems. In fact, they just beat them in the World Juniors. They beat them in the Olympics before with Dominic Hasek. There's a history between these countries. The Czech Republic are not intimidated by Canada. Total's 5.5. Canada. We got lines, just for the record. Yeah, Czechia versus Canada. And the USA gets a nice soft landing. Latvia. USA open with Latvia, 11-1 favorites. Although, actually, Latvia are no joke either. Latvia are no joke, Scott. Trust me. Latvia beat Canada, man, like 2 years ago in the World Championships. Canada had Sidney Crosby. They had Sidney Crosby and Nate McKinnon on the team, and Salabrini, and they beat Canada.
Who's their best player? Do we know him?
Canada were so convinced they were going to win, they didn't bring their luggage with them. Wow. Like, it was embarrassing.
Right.
Like, Team Canada had to go back to the hotel and check out and everything out. Like, it was one of those, like, they didn't. It never. I don't even remember, George. Remember they were playing it in another country. It was weird. Like they had to go to Switzerland or whatever to do it.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
And Canada was so convinced. Like the guys literally went in sandals and stuff. They were like, whatever, dude. We're gonna get on a plane. We're gonna be back in an hour. We're gonna win the game. We're gonna be back. And like they lost. And they were like, no, you gotta like. It was this shock. Like what the hell just happened? No one. Latvia's got a few players, Scott, in the NHL, but. They always have a good goalie, man. It'll sort of, that's the whole thing in hockey, right? All it takes is a goalie.
Yeah.
One goalie, man.
What are your initial thoughts,
still,
George,
you know-
on the football?
Listen, anybody think that Denver has a snowball's chance in hell? I don't. I took that earlier.
I
It was,
do.
you
do.
do? It stood him.
Yeah.
No, I jumped on that right away. I
Bo
took the
Nix
4.5.
isn't
I
John
think I took the
Elway. It's
5.5
not
as
that
well.
much of a drop off.
Yeah, it's a drop off. New England's going to win that game. I think Denver will keep it close early, maybe for a half, maybe even a half plus. After that, I think New England pulls away. I don't think that's going to be much of a game there. I think the NFC game is much more interesting, right? I think we probably do have the two best teams in the NFC playing each other. I do like Seattle because the defense has been lights out the past couple of weeks. I mean, just lights out here. I know two of those games have been against San Fran that they played so well. I get that. But I also wonder if Stafford not playing so well of late, right? He's skating by enough, just enough to win here, and they're going to need more than that. So I like I guess a rematch of whatever Super Bowl it was, Seattle and New England.
All right, you give no shot for Denver at all, huh? I was thinking about taking them at 13-1 to win
I
the
will
Super Bowl.
not be
Seriously.
happy. I will not. I have got a lot of my account is on New England. Okay, I think I'm gonna have so many parlays with the Patriots and whatever hockey
So you're
is
giving
going
us a
on
biased pick.
the day before or after.
Yeah.
You're not thinking
already
clearly. You're
predetermined.
not thinking clearly. You're thinking about yourself. You're not.
Well, if my money's on then I am thinking clearly. I'm not putting my money where I don't think it's going to win.
All right.
Yeah, you're not putting new money on them. You're putting old money on them. Do yourself a favor. Next time we'll talk. Google. I know you know him. Jeff Hostetler. Then tell me about Denver.
Stop saying that name. I told you. Stop saying that name.
The immediate word on the street in Philadelphia and outside is that the best guy for the job would be Brian Dable. It's like all you have to do is spend an hour of your life with me and Tyrone every day, and you're going to learn so much and be prepared for future conversations. Because I told you this back in November.
The Craig Carden Show. Only on SportsGrid.
Team USA really undersold this. The superstars really weren't going, but the rest of the world, Latin America, they really geared up. The Team USA actually put their best foot forward, almost like you're having like the dream team of the United States players here going to be out on the baseball diamond, great pitching, great superstars around. So Clayton Kersaw's like, you know what, you got a spot for me where you can throw me 70 innings in this tournament because I'm not going to be playing baseball the rest of the year, and I'm just going to go away and relax and be happy.
The Early Line. Only on SportsGrid.
The outline for Koepka are fantastic. I think it's perfect. It is punitive, but it's fair. You've got to levy some sort of fine, so to speak, for defecting, and I think they've done a wonderful job of being equitable and punishing him a bit at the same time. I think Brooks ultimately wants to be playing with the best.
Newswire. Only on SportsGrid.
Class is in session. Today, let's talk about the teaser. A teaser is a multi-leg bet where you shift the point spread in your favor. You get better numbers, but every selection has to win. It doesn't matter what you bet if you don't have the insights. Tune into SportsGrid and get ahead of the class.
All right, welcome back in Game Live. Yeah, just finished the thoughts there on Jared Stidham. If you want to be positive about it, we were saying in the break, right? He's drafted by New England. You're not going to breed out Tom Brady, obviously. I forget who the quarterback was with the Raiders in 2022. But then he goes to Denver, and they got Russell Wilson. Obviously, not going to beat him out. Derek Carr, you're right. Yeah. So you're not going to beat him out, right? They look a lot alike. And then these last 2 years, Bo Nix has been a godsend. So it's you can almost make the case he just really hasn't had his opportunity. So he started 4 games.
But if you look at the coaches, Look at the coaches and teams that wanted him. Bill Belichick, and listen, say what you will about Josh McDaniels. I'm not a fan of his he shouldn't be a head coach. He's not a good people person, but he's a smart football guy. He wanted to be the quarterback of the Raiders, right? Sean Payton, really went out of his way to make sure that he got Jared Stidham as well. And think about it, Scott, if there's a coach that can coach up a player for a week in a 1-game situation or even a 2-game situation with 2 weeks leading up to the Super Bowl, and yes, without a doubt, New England, like George said, he thinks New England will play conservative close to the vest because, let's not make mistakes, etc. But Sean Payton's also a guy that won the Super Bowl by leading off the second half with an onside kick. Right? I could see Payton. Everyone thinks that Denver are going to be handcuffed offensively. I'm not so sure they will be as much as people think. I think Sean Payton's going to run their offense.
Yeah. I'm waiting for that line to get to 6, and then I'm going to hop in. I'm going to get a little greedy. I don't think it's going to come down. I think it'll be more, more on New England.
Nobody believes in Stidham, and I'm glad they don't. I'm glad they don't.
Yeah. 6 points, 5.5, 6 points. That's a lot of points to be laying on the road. So, I wouldn't be surprised. Let's put it that way. I wouldn't put my mortgage on it, but I would not be surprised if that's a competitive game. And the Denver defense just has to play a heck of a lot better than they did last week. That's all. It's really, to me, it's on them. It's not on Stidham. To me, you know what you're going to get out of Stidham. He's in the league for 6 years. He's got to be at least, somewhat, competent. It's the Denver defense that has looked bad over the last month or so. That's got to step up. So,
but New England's offense isn't overly potent, right? It's not like the Patriots' offense is overly potent. They've had a favorable matchup, although they earned it with their seed, right? That's the whole thing. Like, if you're Buffalo, well, don't lose regular season games that you did, and you would have been the 6th seed, and you would have been in a position that you were in. Game would have been in Buffalo, etc. So all these teams, you sort of bring it upon yourself. But, Rutgers hanging around. How about this, too? Arkansas up by 11 on Vandy at the half right now. But, we got a 39-39 game in the Rutgers game, although the total is not going to get there. No hope in hell. Yeah. UT Martin's getting lit up and murdered, but it's very low scoring. So the total, I'm on the under there. But on the way out here, give me the Raptors plus the 3.5 in San Francisco tonight. So Raptors plus 3.5. Under 225 with the Raptors and Warriors, 225.5. And let's go with Pazinski over 12.5 points scored. And I'm going to jump in. I like the LeBron James prop as well, over 22.5 for LeBron tonight. He puts this number up to begin with, coming off a day in which he's not named to the All-Star team. I like your angle here. I like the play. Let's go over 22.5 with Bron.
All right. I like that one. I'm going to play that one. I'm going to go under 147.5 UCLA Purdue. It might not be as Rohit, one of our guests, said earlier, but I do like the under. They play better defensively at home than they do on the road. On the road,
give me the Bruins plus 5.5, Scott, in this one. I'm taking a home dog plus 5.5. Give me. It's going to be a close game.
Yeah. And I'm going to do a flyer on Kansas. I'm just going to, give them an opportunity to show that they could be the old Kansas. And if so, after these 2 great wins they've had at home over ranked teams, they go on the road. It's a mediocre Colorado team. They should be able to get the job done. If, this is my one opportunity. Okay, Kansas, I'll buy back in on you. So give me Kansas laying the 3.5 there on that one. We got the LeBron stuff. Anything else? NBA. You got Golden State and Toronto. I do like the under as well. Yeah.
NHL, Rangers plus 155 on the road. Rangers have been a good road team. But just for the record, for people, you can watch the grid, but a lot of TV games. I like this NBC stuff that they do. Last week, they had an 11 o'clock Eastern start. Tonight is 10, though. So the Lakers and the Nuggets game is on NBC tonight, which is pretty cool. Like you said, the Kansas-Colorado game only starts at 11 o'clock Eastern. So some late-night ball tonight.
Yeah. We said it. Some of these goofy matchups, they're starting them a little bit later, and it's a nice little advantage for the better. So
Miami, Ohio, still 20-0. They survived.
What was the score? I forgot to check that.
105-102 final score.
Wow, how about that? Under 20-0, Miami of Ohio. Ben Roethlisberger smiling somewhere. We'll talk to you tomorrow, folks.